Happy Saturday, guys. How are you? Matt Perrault with you. We are here for the Daily Juice podcast. Always being brought to you by BetMGM. Always found right here on BettingPros.com. You can follow me on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt. The offer for Betting Pros, it's a football Saturday. You guys have the BetMGM offer. You've got that $5 wager to win $100 in free bets from BetMGM with the promo code JUICE100. Touchdown gets scored. Bet aside, moneyline total, $5 bet. $100 in free wagers thanks to BetMGM and the Daily Juice by using that promo code JUICE100 when you sign up for a new account with BetMGM. Okay, so lots to get to. All right, so here's the plan for today. I'm not going to try to go too long. I'm going to try to go fast. Okay, I've got one college football ad, one big boxing fight to give you, and one three-leg parlay to give you that's plus 175 that I'm playing for a half a unit that I like a lot, okay? So those are the three bets I'm going to give you guys. The schedule for Saturday is as normal. 8 a.m. Pacific time, 11 a.m. Eastern time. Discord channel bet. We missed it last week. We're 3-1. Let's get back on the horse. Get another winner from you guys, all right? On a Saturday, we will be on the Discord channel, bettingpros.com/chat, or the link underneath me on YouTube where you find the video for this podcast every morning. There's a link. You guys can get into the Discord channel that way. We will have a full conversation about the Discord wager, half a unit bet that you guys are going to go ahead and play. I'm saving a half a unit for you guys to go ahead and bet. Go ahead and bet. So I've got it ready to go. I've got a half unit parlay with the other half unit to you guys to make the bet for me and for us here with the Discord wager. Okay, so that's our crowdsourced bet. 3-1 so far in football season. Let's get another winner from you guys. 11 a.m. Eastern time in the Discord channel. Then later on in the day, our Circa Million team, 5-0 last week. Bang, we're 11-9 now. Let's get another 5-0 going here, all right? We will all be talking at noon Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern time for the Daily Juice conversation about where we are with the Circa. My personal Circa team went 5-0 as well. So let's get it going. I went 10-0 last week in the Circa. So let's get going here. Let's keep it rolling. So that will happen at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon, as we have to submit our entries for week 5 of the Circa Million contest coming up today by 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Looking forward to hearing from you guys and seeing you guys in those conversations, all coming up later on today here for the Daily Juice live stream, or our Discord chat, rather, for us coming up here today with that, all right? So let's get to the plays here. 1-1-1 yesterday, by the way. My ad on Cincinnati was a bad read. I bet under 41.5. They scored 52 points. Team total went over as well. I was going to bet the under there, and it went over. So the initial number of 54.5, they won 52-3. So that went over. So all the money that came in on the under lost. And then all the people like me, I was going to grab Tempo plus 31.5, and they didn't cover that either. So it was, if you were laying it, if you bought in on Cincinnati, nice job. Giants get a big win for us, which was beautiful. Giants, by the way, are again home dogs today. I'm leaving that for you guys if you want to make it the Discord bet, okay? You guys can have that if you want it. The Giants are home dogs to the Dodgers. Kevin Gausman at home, by the way, his numbers are far worse than on the road. It's weird. He has a reverse split, what you would think. It's why I'm not betting it myself. I'm kind of like, I don't know. I'm not in love with Kevin Gausman's numbers for Game 2, but loved Logan Webb. Did exactly what we thought he would do. Went into the 8th inning, 7 2/3. He was unbelievable. Giants win 4-0. Beautiful. Get that win for us, but they're again a dog at home to the Dodgers coming up here today. It's like, what in the world? The books are so stubborn. And then a push, the White Sox. I mean, Tony La Russa is such a clown. I mean, it's unbelievable. He could have had bullpen arms up. He could have been, just allowing Lucas Giolito back out on the bump for a third straight time through the Astros lineup. Like, what the hell are you doing, man? You're up 4-2. You're on the road in a must-win game. It's all hands on deck. But La Russa's asleep, in the dugout, thinking about, where he's going to go have the early bird special. Like, I just get him out of baseball, please. The game has passed this dude by. It's so obvious that the game, he just doesn't have it anymore. You have to make that decision. You have to pull him. The second someone gets on base, you got to go pull him. But instead, he let him walk another guy and then go to the bullpen, and the bullpen blows it. Great bullpen arms, but the bullpen couldn't hold it. I got a huge double play that allowed the push. We were looking at a loss for the White Sox first 5 and would have been a 1-2 day. Instead, it's a 1-1 day with a little even money plus money on the Giants. So we're literally flat, no blood, no foul for the card on Friday. Parlay doesn't hit, but that's not that big of a shock. By the way, the parlay once again went 2 for 3. Again. I don't know how many times in a row this is. Like, we're not cashing, but we're right there, 2 for 3 on the parlay with Brewers, Giants, and the White Sox. Like, just so close to getting that hit, but it stinks. So now we are 7 and I think it's now 7 and 30. So we're kind of getting ourselves. We're chewing up all of our wins. I think we've lost 6 in a row for that. And that would be if we were betting $100, but we're not. We were up, I think we're up $500 now. We were up $1,100. I think now we're up $500 after these 6 straight losses on the Don't Bet a Parlay. So we need to hit one of these to get back over $1,000. But we were way up there for a little while, but we haven't been hitting them, unfortunately. I do have a 3-legger today, so maybe we can, get something going here with this 3-leg parlay that I do like a lot coming up here today. All right, let's start in the college football ranks, and let's start with Auburn and Georgia. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go back here. After getting my teeth kicked down my throat last week by going against Georgia, I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to lean here on my knowledge of the SEC. This is the oldest rivalry in the South. Georgia is unbelievable, all right? The line's 15.5 at the time of taping, what I bet tonight. And when you look at Georgia's offense, with not the starting quarterback, JT Daniels is not starting in this game. You're getting Stetson Bennett. So you've got an offense in Georgia that's scoring 41 points per game. I understand that, okay? An Auburn defense was giving up 20.2 points per game. You're looking at an offense for Auburn that's scoring 34.5 points per game. That's 22nd best in the country, but number 1 defense in the entire college football ranks. 4.6 points per game for Georgia. They shut out Arkansas last week. It's ridiculous. 3.2 yards per play, number 1. 180 yards per game, that's number 1. Third down conversion, number 4, just giving up 27% conversion rates on third down. They're only giving up 50% touchdown rate for red zone drives, third best in the country. 2.4 yards per rush, 5th best in the country. I mean, it's just crazy. Auburn, however, 6.1 yards per game. This game's going to come down basically to whether or not Auburn can run the football. But 15.5 is interesting to me, okay? Bo Nix's numbers at home are way better than Bo Nix's numbers on the road. We've been talking about this for a long time now, about Bo Nix on the road versus Bo Nix at home. And I think when you look at him and you look at this type of win and what he did last week on the road at LSU, I mean, that was incredible. I mean, they literally came back in the second half because of Bo Nix. Without his effort, there's no way they would have done that. And Bo Nix this year has 6 touchdowns to no interceptions. And look, that was a huge win against LSU last week. He completed just 52% of his passes, however, 23 of 44 for 255 and 1 touchdown, but he had a quarterback rating of 78.6, which is way better than when he got benched the last time he played at home against Georgia State, when he had a 21.5 quarterback rating and only threw for 156 yards, and he got benched in that game. Played well on the road at Penn State, but no touchdown tosses in that game either. But Bo Nix's ability to pick up first downs running the football is going to be really, really big. He was great against LSU, 12 carries for 74 yards, 1 touchdown, 6.2 yards per rush. He's going to have to move, all right? He's going to have to move, and he's going to have to utilize his offensive line and all these great, talented running backs that are behind him. Bo Nix has got to be great. I don't believe and I don't think Georgia loses this game. But the number is 15.5, and I've seen wackier things happen at Jordan-Hare Stadium. They're going to be bonkers. Now, Auburn secondary is not great, but Stetson Bennett is not JT Daniels. He wants to run the ball more, all right? So that's not bad. Auburn is going to have to try to stop this power running attack because look what Georgia did to Arkansas. They said, fine, we're not going to throw the ball. We're going to run the ball straight down Arkansas's throat. Georgia has an unbelievable offensive line, but Auburn's got more talent on their defensive line than Arkansas does, all right? maybe a lot more, a lot more talent on their defensive line than what Arkansas had. So this is going to be important. This is the Deep South's oldest rivalry. I've seen wacky and wonky things happen in these games just because it's Auburn at home. And Georgia knows it. These schools aren't separated by much, and they know that they've got Georgia coming in with a whole lot of people smacking their lips saying that this is going to be an absolute blowout. Georgia's going to kill them. I might be stepping in front of a bus again here. I may be dead wrong to do this, but I'm taking Auburn plus 15.5 points. I'm going to take Bo Nix at home versus Bo Nix on the road. Hate him on the road. It's why I would have been on LSU last week, but he proved me wrong in the second half by beating LSU. I don't love Auburn's defense, but backup quarterback, some time now to game plan. Auburn, 15.5. Take the points. Plus 15.5 for Auburn against Georgia at minus 110. So the 3 plays for college football today that we've got going on. Texas plus 3 or plus 3.5, depending on what you got. Alabama minus 10.5 in the first half on the road at Texas A&M. And Auburn plus 15.5 versus Georgia. That game happening at Jordan-Hare Stadium. All right, those are our 3 one-unit bets coming up here for the day. Now, I do want to give you the parlay before I give you the boxing pick because everyone's waiting on the boxing pick because I said this is going to be the first time I will ever give you a multiple unit bet on the Daily Juice. And yes, that's true. This will be the largest bet I ever recommend so far here for the Daily Juice. In its 1.5 years, this will be the largest bet that I will recommend. But let's talk about the parlay here for a second, okay? So we've got UFC fights happening here. Excuse me. Happening here for UFC Vegas 39, right? Is it? What was the number? Vegas Fight Night Vegas. Well, it's Dern Rodriguez, whatever the heck the number is for Vegas Fight Night. Dern Rodriguez, okay? Mackenzie Dern is fighting against Mariana Rodriguez. I've been talking to my people, and I have done this before, where I've run into fights with women fighters that look like it's going to go one way, and then it goes totally the opposite. Mackenzie Dern, by submission, is now, you're paying juice on that at Circus Sports in Vegas, okay? Give you an idea. The most logical ending for this fight is Mackenzie Dern to tap out Mariana Rodriguez. I want no part of it, all right? There is a lot of tension on this fight. Everyone's on Dern. I'm just not comfortable. I think Rodriguez might shock the world here, and I just don't want to get and be on the wrong side of it, all right? However, in the co-main event, Randy Brown is fighting against Jared Gooden, and this is a monster mismatch. Rude Boy is going to ruin this guy. If this thing sees the third round, I'll be shocked. I just don't know whether or not Randy Brown knocks out Gooden or submits him. So he's got both on his resume, and he's fought such higher level of competition than what Jared Gooden has fought. I mean, Gooden was literally fighting for his career in the UFC in his last fight. So I think this is somewhat of a showcase type of fight here. Give Randy Brown a chance. Give Rude Boy a chance to have a spectacular knockout or something really impressive. He lost to Vicente Luque, but he beat Mickey Gall. He won his last fight against Alex Oliveira with a rear naked submission choke. He was TKO'd by Vicente Luque the fight before that, but he's had some pretty impressive performances with a triangle choke or a head kick knockout. I mean, this guy is just, again, if this fight sees the third round, I'll be shocked. He's minus 265. Randy Brown, money line against Jared Gooden. All right? So there's your first leg. Second leg, Jared Big Baby Anderson is fighting on the undercard for Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder 3. He's minus 2,000. He was training at my gym. This dude is going to annihilate whoever they have him fighting against. This is such a cupcake, walk-in-the-park fight. Win, knockout, whatever it might be. There's no way he's losing this fight. Minus 2,000. Jared Anderson, undercard of Fury Wilder 3, money line. And then I'm going to lay the 17.5 points with Alabama. Alabama, we already have the first half, minus 10.5 on the first half. Alabama minus 17.5. I think they're going to kill Texas A&M. I think they're going to absolutely ruin the Aggies for the things that were said in the preseason by Jimbo Fisher. And I don't think this offense can keep up. I think Alabama pins their ears back. I think they blow massive holes in that defense for Texas A&M. I think this is an absolute walk in the park for the Crimson Tide. Lopsided monster win for Alabama to teach Jimbo Fisher a lesson as to you don't call out, you don't go at the king. I'm going to lay the minus 17.5 here with Alabama on the road at Texas A&M. 3-leg parlay pays at plus 175. Half a unit on it, half a unit on Randy Brown money line, Jared Anderson, Big Baby money line, Alabama minus 17.5 at plus 175. Half a unit going on that parlay. All right. So the other half a unit will be for you guys with the Discord wager. Now, I have not made this bet yet. All right. I am waiting. Okay. I have never recommended how I have always recommended betting for the Daily Juice since we started back on July the 7th, 2020. I believed in flat wagering. I said, you bet 1 unit, don't worry about the juice. Okay? Bet 1 unit, don't worry about the juice. This is the first time that I'm going to tell you to pay the juice or recommend you pay the juice. Tyson Fury is going to win this fight tonight up against Deontay Wilder. I know what you're thinking and what everyone's going to say. Wait, Matt, he's a puncher. He's got 1 punch power. He only has to be perfect for 2 seconds. This is true. Tyson Fury weighs 2 more pounds than what he ever has before when he weighed in yesterday. Now you got an 8-pound heavier Deontay Wilder. Yep, that's true. What I told you back when we were betting on Usyk versus Joshua reigns supreme here. You can't just learn to be a boxer. I know it's been over 500 days in a totally changed trainer who has never trained any fighter at this level ever, by the way, for Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder, I don't think, is in a very good spot mentally. Deontay Wilder was talking about retirement again during the last press conference about what happens if you lose. And he said, look, I'm great. It doesn't matter. My life is fine. My money's great. I'm all good. Whatever happens, if I lose, it's all good. Now, does that sound like somebody who is really nervous about their career being over? Because remember, and I will guarantee you this, we won't see a title fight again, in my opinion, for Deontay Wilder if he gets knocked out by Tyson Fury. That's it. He can lose on the cards and maybe come back and have a career and fight for another belt later on. But if he gets knocked out, that's it. That's over. If this fight gets stopped by his corner, which I don't think it will, but if something happens when they step in, he gets cut, something along those lines, like what happened in the second fight when they threw the towel in during the 7th round, look out. This number is going to come down because of the public. Right now, it's minus 285 at Circa Sports. It could be minus 270, minus 260 once we get closer to fight time, okay? The most I am recommending you lay is 3 units to win 1 unit. I will do this right before fight time. I am going to the fight. I will be on the Discord channel, and I will tell you the actual odds that I bet. So if it's minus 260, I'm laying 2.6 units to win 1 unit. Okay, whatever your units are, that's what I'm recommending here for Fury. I'm not getting exotic. I'm not going with the props. I'm not going with Fury by knockout or Fury on the scorecards. All that I don't want any of that. Okay, everyone's telling me it's Fury by decision or Wilder by knockout. All right, that means neither of the two are going to happen. Okay, then it's like Fury by knockout. Okay, everyone's betting either Fury by knockout or Wilder by knockout. I get it. Okay, but it very well could be decision time for DeAndre. Could be a decision for Tyson Fury. 1 punch power. I saw a bunch of pro gamblers on Twitter talking about this today, saying, "Can you remember the last time you had a chance to bet on a one punch puncher like Deontay Wilder, and you're getting over $2 on it? Like, it's worth the flyer, right?" So many people are going to be betting on Deontay Wilder, and I'm hoping we get a really good price. I'm hoping we can get minus 250. That's what I want to bet. That's what I think the number should be. It should be minus 250. Fury can lose. Absolutely, he can lose. I just don't think he's going to. And I think this is a guy on a mission. I think this is a guy who saw the fear in Wilder's eyes, and Wilder has made so many mistakes and so many ridiculous accusations about why he lost that I can't trust him here. Yeah, back against the wall. I totally understand it. I was talking to, Asim Rahman, who fought and beat Lennox Lewis at my gym tonight. And, his son is coming up. His son's training. His son trains at my gym. And I just asked him, I'm like, what do you think? And he was like, as a gambler, he's like, I would 100% bet on Wilder. They're like, well, why would you ever bet on Fury and lay that juice? And I'm like, because the books don't want you to. That's the whole point. Like, the books don't want you to lay that juice. They want you to take the dog. They're laying the trap to take the dog. The professionals will come in and they'll take Fury. And guys like Joey Odessa and people that I have trusted for a long time about their acumen when it comes to combat sports, and people that I talk to at my gym, people that I know, they're all very confident that Tyson Fury is going to get the job done coming up here and win the third fight and win the fight convincingly. I think he knocks him out. I do. I think the extra weight's not great. I think you may even see Fury get knocked down early. I could see Fury get knocked down. Like in the first fight, he got knocked down in the 12th round and he got up. I mean, this dude is just a different breed right now, and maybe he needs that to get hit hard to feel the power. But he felt Wilder's power, and he got up. Wilder thought it was over, and he got up, and it was a controversial draw in the first fight. But that was a guy who wasn't fully trained. He wasn't fully healthy. He wasn't fully back in that first fight. Second fight, he was healthy. He was back. And he weighed in around the same amount, the same weight from that second fight. So I've been on this for a while. I've been waiting for this for a while. Again, we'll wait for the closing number. However we get close to the closing number, we'll wait all the way maybe right before the ring for the walkout before we bet it. But let's see where the number goes. The most should be 3-1. That's what I'm prepared to lay, is 3 units to win 1 unit. But I'm hoping to lay less, obviously. Risk less would be better. If I could get like a minus 250, 240, 230, somewhere on those lines, that would be phenomenal if the number were to crash before the fight and take Tyson Fury. So we'll lay whatever we got to lay to win 1 full unit coming back on Tyson Fury to win. I've never recommended that before. I've always said bet 1 unit and just lay, where it goes. No, I'm not going to bet 1 unit and watch like $40 come back, like or whatever, like 0.4 units come back. Like that's just not. No, I'm not doing that. I'm laying more. Okay, I want to be involved with that. So that's the card for today. Again, to run through the full card. Texas A&M +3, Alabama -10.5 in the first half, Auburn +15.5 for the game against Georgia. 3-leg parlay: Randy Brown money line, Jared Anderson boxing money line, Alabama -17.5 on the road at Texas A&M. It's a +175, half a unit parlay. Tyson Fury to win money line. We'll see how much we got to lay to get it, but to win, whatever the juice is, to win 1 unit coming back with Tyson Fury up against Deontay Wilder for that fight. The other half a unit is for you guys with the Discord bet. I will talk to you in the Discord channel for that conversation, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific Time, coming up later on today. My name is Matt Perrault. Follow me on Twitter, @SportsTalkMatt, each and every morning. It's the Daily Juice Podcast, being brought to you by BetMGM.